Hello, hello, hello. Okay, good. All right, all right, all right. Can you all hear me now? Can you hear me now? I think we're good. Woo! Okay. So, you all can now hear me. My name is Ashley Kirkwood. We are live, 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 and I am going to be sharing with you some strategies to win right now, in spite of everything that's going on, despite everything that's going on, despite the things that are coming to distract us, despite everything that we're dealing with right now in the world. We're going to talk about how to win right now. So somebody drop win in the comments. Somebody drop win in the comments, okay? Drop win in the comments. And let me know where you're joining from. Some of my team members are here to help you guys out in the comments. So shout out to Team Speak Your Ready Cash who came early this morning. I think we are ready to get started. Ooh, it's only 10:03, girl. We doing good on time. Y'all talk to yourself. I'll talk to myself. Okay. Look at me. I need you to hear me when I say this. A sitting president of the United States posted an AI-generated video depicting the first Black president and the first Black first lady as monkeys in a jungle, while he portrayed himself as the king of the jungle. Now, he deleted it, but we all saw it. And then his press secretary, it gets worse. That's why I called this meeting of the minds this morning. And then his press secretary stood at that podium and told us to get over our fake outrage. What nobody in the briefing room is connecting is this. When the press secretary tells us to get over our fake outrage, she is asking us to ignore a wound that is deep and goes all the way back to slavery times. When I saw that infuriating image, my first thought was not about politics in 2026. It was, this is the exact same ape imagery they used to justify enslaving us in the first place. And now y'all gotta understand that at this point in time, every day for the last 7 days, I've been giving you guys stories of Black women who are literally heroes of American history that this White House has been deliberate about trying to erase from our schools. At a time where our children's confidence is lower than ever, child and teenage suicide is higher than ever, depression is more widespread than ever, and isolation is the order of the day. So this is not a little thing. Now, he's done a lot of horrible things, but this is also not a little thing amongst all the things that he has done. And we are not ignoring the fact that this man is in the Epstein files, committing all manner of criminology. But I want to keep this very clear, because if you watch this video, I am not just going to do a rant about that man. What I am going to do is give you specific, measurable tools to grow your business. And if you are still willing to grow your business right now, comment grow. If you are still willing to help your community right now, comment help. And if you are still willing to go to the next level right now, comment next level. But I want to share with you the history, because one of the things that I believe, you guys, is that because we don't know the history of a thing, we allow it to repeat itself, one, but also we don't have context for what we should pay attention to and what we should ignore. But in the 18th and 19th centuries, y'all, white supremacists, scientists, and slave traders actually published drawings and so-called studies that literally lined up Black people's faces next to the faces of monkeys and apes. And they claimed that we were closer to animals than to humans. Those images appeared in books, pamphlets, and plantation propaganda. Those were some of the images that actually gave white folks comfort in enslaving people for hundreds of years. They told white audience that Africans were not fully human, and therefore could be bought, sold, whipped, and bred like livestock. That is the exact visual language that the President of the United States in 2026 in Black History Month decided to post. That's what he did when he posted that video of Barack and Michelle Obama, the first Black president and first lady. Then had his press shop tell us that we're all overreacting. This is not the first time the White House has used images to amplify racist agendas. In 1915, President Woodrow Wilson screened the film The Birth of a Nation in the White House, a movie that showed Black people, often played by white actors in blackface, as savage animals and threats. This glorified the Ku Klux Klan as heroes. This actually reinvigorated the Ku Klux Klan, reactivated their ignorance and their violence and their savagery. It helped revive the Klan and helped justify lynching and terror. against black communities. When those reels flickered across the White House wall, they were doing the same work that this AI clip is trying to do now, turning black people into beasts so that any cruelty towards us feels natural and deserved. And here's what nobody is connecting to that story right now. Today, let's bring it to business. Today, only 3 to 4 out of every 100 black women who own businesses actually have employees. 96 to 97% of us are still carrying absolutely everything alone. No payroll, no team, no staff, just us, which is why divisive and harmful images are damaging on the psyche of black women founders, particularly those who don't have teams to back them up. So you protecting what you see, protecting what you hear, and understanding the true insidious nature of this administration is critical. So when we tell you that you want to buy black, when we tell you that, yes, you can go out and get coaching from anybody and everybody, but you should have a black coach too, if not, you should have a black coach too. Because let me explain something. If I could be 100%, keep it 100% a buck with y'all, say 100 in the comments before I go all the way there. Because I feel like it's giving an all the way there morning, okay? Hair and makeup's on fleek. I feel like all the way there we out here now. We out here now. And I know that not everybody's going to speak up on this. I know that not everybody can speak up on this because everybody may not even know what to say in these situations. And I don't believe, let me be very clear, I don't believe that just because you are black, you have an obligation to speak on every black injustice, because I don't think that the same people who are the victims of systemic racism and injustice have to be the same people who fix it every single time and explain it to every single ignorant white person. That's not what this is about. But every now and then you may have a message that you divinely know you need to offload. You should do that, and I got your back on that. Is that cool? So let me explain this. I have coaches of all races, but I have given a whole lot more money to black coaches. And what I learned very early on is when you learn a process from someone who does not relate to your lived experience, you can learn from the process. But the pain that you have to prevail through in order to do the process, they can't teach you because they can't relate to that. So you're wondering why it's not working. But every single coach you got is a white woman, and she's teaching you to do this and to do that. And she doesn't understand that the very racist imagery of this country is preventing you from feeling comfortable on camera. And she doesn't understand that when you put out something and you are here to serve your people, black people, we don't buy the same way as a white consumer. So when 98% of her customers are white women and 98% of your customers are black folks, because here's what studies show. If I put my face on an ad, most of the people who buy will be black. A media buyer told me, Ashley, if you want more white clients, just put all your white clients on ads. I said, who told you that I wanted that? Because I didn't say that. He just assumed. Like, why would you want to have a company where you represent 90% of black folks? Doesn't that mean that you won't be successful? Isn't it harder to represent those people? Couldn't you be richer if you made your messaging more palatable? If you just didn't talk the way you talk, you could have more white clients. And I said, you know what? I bet you're right. But I went to work every single day in a company that was all white. And every single day I had to fight for my confidence. And every single day I had to justify my brilliance. And every single day I had to deal with their jealousy. And every single day I had to look in their insecurities and tell them that though they were insecure by me, I was secure by myself. So when I had a choice about who I would serve, I decided to be like Madam C.J. Walker and serve black women. I decided to be like Maggie Lena Walker and ensure we had financial security. I decided to be like every black woman millionaire before me who still made millions and still served her people in excellence and still changed the world and still lifted them up and still helped to fund justice. I want you to know, if you decided that you wanted to build $1 million business serving black people, then do that. But do it well. Do it with dignity. Be the best, black, white, or indifferent. Be the best, woman, man, or other. Be the best. Be be the best. I don't care what gender you identify with. Be the best. My clients don't work with me because I'm black. They work with me because I'm the best. They've already tried all the other people. Some have been white, and they still get served better here. They still get better results here. Because the truth is, if you're a black woman business owner, the number one skill you need isn't learning how to build a funnel. The number one skill you need is learning how to think about yourself in a way that makes you dynamic, whether you make millions or whether you make pennies. Can I be real this morning? And that image that Trump showed pissed me off. And it pissed me off because while I know who I am, because I was raised by parents who taught me who I am, not all of us know who we are. When you think about the fact that 74% of black women give birth and they are not married, that means that most black babies are going home to households where there's one parent, not two. That means that when the mama is tired, there may not be a daddy there to tell baby girl that she's beautiful and that she deserves it. That when the mom is a bad actor because she's exhausted, not because she's a bad person, she doesn't have male backup to provide. And let's not pretend like child support is enough. Let's not pretend like black women aren't going through unspeakable circumstances. People say, Ashley, I can't believe, like, you just keep going. Nothing really bothers you. This stuff pisses me off. It pisses me off. But I understand that if I don't channel stuff that pisses me off into a vehicle that can set my sisters off, get stuff off of them, set them free mentally, then my anger was not leveraged. My anger was weaponized against myself. People, y'all have no idea. You think I'm doing an event called Black Women Sell Live just so that I could get black women in a room and motivate them and be nice, nasty to other women? I don't do women empowerment events. I do empowerment events. Whether you're a woman, a man, a boy, or a girl child, you come to an event of mine and you do not leave the same. You don't think I've had women stab me in the back? I've had hard times serving my own people. I've had people who look down on me who I helped. All of that has happened, but none of that matters. There is a mission and a calling on my life, and I'm clear about it. So things piss me off. And the Bible says, be angry, but sin not. So I'm not mad at nobody's anger, but what I read and what I know and what I learned from my black woman psychiatrist is that anger can cause heart disease. So I don't need anger. I need fuel. And you may not need anger either. You may need fuel. So what you need is knowledge that you can apply, and you need a system for keeping yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally safe at a time where the images that our very government is putting out is divisive and racist. Let's be clear. But let me tell you what you don't got. If you're a leader, comment leader in the chat. What you don't got is time to sit around and act like you don't need to grow your business. I don't care what the economy is doing. Let me say that differently. I understand what the economy is doing, but I also understand that in hard economies, black women have always had to create their own. So yes, things are harder now, but that does not absolve leaders. I'm not talking about people who can't provide for themselves. People who can't provide for themselves, it's our obligation to be so wealthy, so rich, and so at peace that we can help them out. What I'm saying is, if you are a leader, hear me on this. You create your own economy. You protect yourself while doing it. And here's what history will tell you. If you stay with me for the next few minutes, I'm going to show you that this ain't new, and neither is our response. Every single time they told us we were animals, we built businesses. We hired people. We turned their exclusion into our own economy. Let me show you exactly what I mean by this. Like, people really think that this is the first time America has had to deal with. We've been dealing with, we ain't shocked by racist people. What we shocked by is that so many white folks still support this man, and black folks too. That's what shocks me, is those who say they're not racist who still support racist behavior, either through silence or full-on submission to it. That image that the current president of the United States put out tried to turn humans into a category of a thing. And when you are a thing, nobody has to feel guilty about denying you a loan. When you are a thing, nobody has to feel guilty about underpaying you. Nobody has to feel guilty about locking you out of contracts and capital and customers. That is the function of the image. It is not just an insult. It is an economic weapon. Through the 1800s and early 1900s, presidents and political leaders tolerated, defended, and sometimes directly participated in minstrel shows, colonial expeditions, and political cartoons that depicted Black people with ape-like features. These images were in newspapers, on product labels, in government publications, and every single one of them was doing economic work. And it was telling white America that Black people did not deserve to participate in the economy as equals. Wilson didn't just screen a racist film for entertainment. The Birth of a Nation helped create the cultural permission structure for the next 50 years of economic terrorism against Black communities. Redlining, refusal of business loans, destruction of Black business districts, exclusion from unions and trade associations. The images came first. The economic violence soon followed. So when people tell you it's just a video or it's just a meme or don't get out of your hand, no. It's never been just a anything. These images have always been the opening act for economic exclusion. And Black women have always been the ones who said, I don't care what you call me, I'm gonna build this business anyways. And those were the same women who were able to fund justice movements. I need you to know the names that I'm about to share with you next. I want you to write them down. I need you to carry them with you because these women looked at conditions far worse than what we face today. And they did not stop selling. They did not stop hiring. And they did not stop owning. Now, the stat that really is sad to me is the fact that only 2.5% to 4%, they don't have the exact numbers, of Black women who own businesses employ anyone. And we're not even talking about full-time employment. We're talking about employing anyone. So I want you to write down the name Madam C.J. Walker, who gave thousands of Black women economic opportunities. Sarah Breedlove was her born name. Her parents were formerly enslaved. Let me say that again. Her parents were born property. She was orphaned by 7. She was working in cotton fields as a child. She had nothing the system wanted her to have, and she created Madam Walker's Wonderful Hair Grower. She built factories. She built a national sales force of thousands of Black women door to door. And I have a huge announcement about how she will be represented at the event, but I can't do no speaker spoilers for y'all yet. She became one of the first self-made women millionaires in the United States of America. So here's what I did. I went and found some of the copy that she wrote. I took it down and I downloaded it and I analyzed all the copy of hers that I could find so that I could develop a copywriting system that Black women can use in 2026 to sell more stuff. Because what I realized is while everyone's having you do ChatGPT and all this other stuff, Madam C.J. Walker was writing copy well before any of the guys who you are commonly heard as the founders of the online marketing business. Her copy is better than all of them. And she's not seen as a copywriting person. She's seen as the first Black woman millionaire. And as long as the narrative about our successful Black folks back then is just that they made it, we won't dive deep into the business strategies that helped them to make it that we should be learning from. Ancestrally, we should be handing down business nuggets, not just pain and oppression. So that's what Black Women Sell Live is actually about. And when did she do this? This was in the 1900s, the same era when the federal government tolerated lynching, when segregation was the law, and when Black people couldn't eat at the same counter, couldn't drink from the same fountain, and presidents were doing absolutely nothing to protect Black lives. So having a president that don't support you still doesn't absolve leaders. I said leaders, right? Somebody comment leaders. It doesn't absolve leaders from going to the next level. Madam C.J. Walker looked at all of that and said, I'ma still sell, I'ma still hire, and I'ma still own, and I need you to catch that. She didn't just sell products, she built a sales force fueled by Black women. Look, this notion that we can't work together, that's a lie. Let me see. Let me say that. That's a lie. In fact, that notion that we can't work together, we don't support each other, and we don't that's a lie. Thousands of Black women support me every day. Hundreds of Black women work with me every day. My accountant is Black. I had a realtor that bought my $1 million house, Black. The lawyer for my first house, Black. Like my doctor, Black. My OBGYN, Black. Like we support each other. Get that. Stop repeating that notion that we can't support each other. Will there be issues? Yes, but that's human nature. That's not Black nature. Please. Thinking you can't build a business right now. You could build a business right now. You got to learn how to take care of yourself. You got to learn how to take care of yourself while you do it. And let's talk about peace. Somebody drop peace in the comments. Because what you're going to need right now is a system for maintaining your peace through all of this nonsense, through all of the noise. Every single day, here's homework I'm going to give you. I want you to do something that brings you joy, that makes you smile, that makes you feel light, like you're a child. I want you to laugh a deep belly laugh. I want you to find joy in small moments. I had a great conversation with my dad the other day for an hour. We talked about everything from stocks to characters to church to him coming in town. That brought me joy. I cook with my daughter. I made her breakfast. I made my husband breakfast this morning. I've been making dinner. I've eaten out like once since I've been back, but every other day I've been cooking, either with my family and for my husband. That has brought me joy. I coached my clients from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. the other day. That brought me joy. It brought a smile to my face. Me and my husband, always, that man brings a smile to my face. Like, this stuff be making me mad. But let me tell you another way of resistance. I'm a happy, joyful, wealthy Black woman married to a Black man with a Black baby in a Black family. And if I didn't want to, I don't have to go and ask no white person to give me my salary. That was the number one reason why I left corporate. I was so tired of leaving my family's financial future in the hands of white folks. Let me tell you what else gives me joy. I'm in the 4% of Black women-owned businesses that hires employees, that has Black women employees that you can provide health care to and 401ks to and a safe place to work to. I have a team of 17. My team is very diverse. Like, very diverse. Okay? Like, we don't have them problems. Every woman that works at this company will be able to rise, and she will never have to worry about whether her race or her gender is holding her back. I can provide that because I understood some skills and some strategies, and I was able to stay focused. Now, I could have got mad, and I could have got sad, and I could have said it's too much going on in the world for me to grow this business, and I could have been rightfully justified in being so upset that I never did anything to better my financial future. I could have been so distracted by problems that I cannot solve that I didn't solve a single one that I can. But let me be clear. If I were to follow in the footsteps of the women who were successful who came before me, then what I would do with that anger is I would have, one, a safe space. For me, that's my family, that's my husband, that's my God. I can go into my safe space. I can be vulnerable. I can say, this hurt my feelings. I don't know if I can do it. Business is really hard right now. I could tell them all of that honestly and transparently, and I can be as soft as I need to be with them, and they will build me up when I can't build myself up, and then I go back into the world, and I do what I gotta do, and I get it done. The other day, I shared the story of Maggie Lena Walker, first woman to charter a bank, not just Black, but first woman to charter a bank. And one of the things that I noticed is later in her life, she ended up getting diabetes and she lost her ability to walk. But you know what she did? She built a wheelchair, put a desk on it, installed an elevator in her house, and she kept running her business until the last day she lived because she was on mission. Hear me on this. You are not here just to make money. You are here to be on mission. And if you get distracted from your mission, the money won't come no ways. So every last one of you watching this video, I promise you, has a mission. And you have to ensure that you stay on mission. There are going to be pieces of the mission that are going to make you upset, make you irritated, make you mad. You're going to feel like, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. Not knowing how to do something structurally or tactically in your business is not a big enough excuse to not win in 2026 with all the information that's out there, all the coaching that's available. And when you think about Madam CJ Walker, she actually had mentorship and guidance from a woman that we talked about earlier, Annie Turnbow Malone. She had a school. You know what she did in her school? She taught Black women not just about hair care, but about sales and about marketing and about how to grow a business and how to make that business work. And then she hired them. So this idea that like, oh my God, is coaching a scam? Is it bad? Is it this? We've been doing that too. And you know what? Her school had an entrance fee, even back then. So what are we talking about? We're supposed to help each other. And there's still a very real issue with Black people believing that they cannot learn unless they go and learn it from somebody who don't look like them. I don't even got time to get into that. That's a lie though, okay? That's a lie. When institutions did not accept our people, we built parallel ones. You won't serve us, we'll serve ourselves, and we'll get wealthy doing it. Dr. Rebecca Lee Crumpler, write that down. First Black woman physician in the United States. Like, write that down. While the Civil War was still being fought, she earned her medical degree. And after the war ended, she moved to the South, to Richmond, Virginia, to serve formerly enslaved people who had just been freed. She built her medical practice in a place where racist violence was constant, where hostile laws were being written to keep Black people from advancing, and where a Black woman practicing medicine was seen as an impossibility. Now, let me address this. Okay? Let me address this. There was someone who commented on one of my posts. It was a troll. Y'all know how trolls be. And they said, well, Ashley, if this is 2026 and you're saying that back in the 1900s, Black women were doing well, then doesn't that mean that, you know, it's okay for us to still like be doing racist stuff now? And I'm like, no, I'm talking about two different things. I think white folks should clean up their mess. Like, we didn't create the system that is problematic. So I think what we should focus on in 2026 is creating a new system that we can win within and not wait on them to fix their stuff. But they are absolutely indicted for not providing a safe environment to exist within. Because what history also shows me is when we created a new system, you want to know who tried to ruin it? You want to know who tried to get, you want to know who was problematic? Them. Ida B. Wells wrote about when Black people started business, white folks were lynching those businesses. So what I'm saying is we should be focused on creating a new system. We should still call out these racist systems. But I'm sharing these stories because if you still have the mind to win right now, you are actually able to do that if you create your own economy. I see no evidence that when people were being racist and ignorant and trolling and all the things, we were able to win in their system. All of the evidence that I've seen from the 1800s and the 1900s is that when the system was racist, we built one that we could win within with each other. That is the evidence that I have, okay? And so in 2026, if you want to win, you need to be figuring out what is my system. But before you can figure out your system, you need to figure out what is your focus. And I want to give you 3 things to focus on. Number 1, if you run a business, every single day you run that business, you need to be focused on sales. You need to be focused on sales. You need to be focused on how are you going to get someone to buy your offer. Before you can focus on sales, though, you're going to need to actually have an offer. And that offer needs to actually be good. Let me be clear. I met a lot of people the other day and they said they all have offers. And I was like, okay, what's your offer? They were like, oh, I'm gonna just use a random example. I sell cups. I'm like, that's not an offer. But if you had the always hot tea system, that's an offer. A cup is the item that you're selling. The offer is the combination of products and services and the name in which you use to describe it. The item that you're selling is your product. The offer is the actual presentation of the product. Okay? And so you want to have your offer. Then you want to have your sales system. Now, if you have no budget, then you may want to do what's called direct selling. So you're going to reach out directly to people who can buy from you. You want to reach out directly to people who can buy from you. If you have a budget, you may want to use an ad budget. You may want to actually use and leverage an ad budget. So you're going to have to come up with a sales system. A sales system. If sales are slow for you right now, let me explain how this works. If the economy has slowed down, that does not mean money has stopped. It means money has slowed. So what used to take you 2 posts a day to do may now take you 4 posts a day to get the exact same result. So if you know that times are slow and you have slowed down your activity in your business, expect bad news. Do I need to repeat that? If you know that times are slow and you have also, in response to slow, started moving slower, expect bad news. But if you know that times are slow, but you have been able to mentally have the fortitude to increase activity, expect good news. And if you want to grow when times are slow, then you need to do more and better of the activity. Does that make sense? So it being like I was talking to someone recently about her business, and she came to me and she was like, Ashley, I just know it's just a slow season. And I was like, I don't believe in slow seasons. She was like, you don't? I was like, no, because I create my own season. I understand what's going on in my industry, but I am still growing. She's like, well, how are you growing if the industry has slowed down? That's because the industry don't set my pace. The industry is not my boss. That's why I became my own boss. And you need to have that mindset if you want to grow. Now, if you don't want to grow, then don't have that mindset. If you don't want to grow, then slow down. Then mirror the market. It's slow, so am I. Mirror the market. You want to have bad news, mirror the market. You want to have good news? You want to still grow? You want to still make your business work? You're going to have to increase your activity. Now, the reason I see Black women specifically struggling with this isn't because we don't know how to do it. It's because we are exhausted, because we don't get help. Let me tell you something for that. Almost all of you can afford to hire help, but you may not be able to hire help in the country that you live. You're going to have to look at the business like a global economy. So don't be afraid to go hire internationally so that you can get somebody to have your back, somebody to help you out in the interim. And as your company grows, you invest more into your team. You can diversify where you hire, and eventually, which I think should be the goal, you can hire some folks in the US, ideally some folks that resemble the market you serve. Because that's the other thing. When I looked at who our sisters were serving, it was Black folks back then, almost exclusively. And so if that's who they're serving, outside of Elizabeth Keckley was a seamstress who actually got a loan from some of her white clients and maybe some of her Black free clients to buy her own freedom. She then went and moved to DC and kept serving high-end clients, many of whom were white. In fact, she dressed both sides of the Confederacy. So there are examples of us serving another market. But the way she found the market that she was serving is because when she was enslaved, she was actually serving that market then. But make no mistake, she had Black clients too. So I'm not saying you can only serve your people, but your team should resemble who you serve. And be very wary of predominantly of white-owned businesses in the space where you don't see any Black people on their team, but they strategically will use Black people in an ad. Is that okay to say? Can we just keep, because y'all don't like when the Chinese companies during Black History Month be selling Black History shirts. I don't think you should like when the sister is running an ad with a Black face and you don't see a single Black face on her 20-person team. All you see is blonde hair, blue eyes. I think that's a problem. Or his team. But they want you to be in the ad. Okay, I don't know. Maybe y'all done had enough for the morning. I just felt I should say that. Now, here's what I'm saying too. I'm doing my event, Black Women Sell Live. I've been told not to do it. I've been told the name is too strong. Don't say that. This and that, this and that, this and that. And now we only do this event every other year. And I always believe in divine alignment. So I believe that we're doing it this year because we need to do this event this year. And so I need for you all to show up for this event. As you all know, we went and asked we had a sponsor who was like, hey, I want to sponsor the event. He had me come out. I talked to them, of course, some white-owned brand. I'm not changing the event. I told them what the event was. They knew that before they even told me to come out. And they were very clear, like, oh, well, we don't have a lot of Black women in our audience, but we'd like to get more, so we want to get in front of your audience, but we don't really see the value. That said, someone in their company told me that they paid 3 times the amount that we were talking about to an organization that only had 20 people coming. Now, we got 1,000 people coming. So they were like, well, just let us do it for, this insanely low amount. And I said, nah, because I don't need your money. It'd be cool, but I don't need your money. I don't need your money, and I don't know your motive, and I don't need your money. And the fact that you want to invest in getting in front of an audience that you claim you want to grow into is another way for you to devalue us, but then still tell us you want our money. So it's it's a H no for me, okay? So I turned that money down. Needless to say, if we have to self-fund Black Women Sell Live, we will before we will bow down to racist institutions. So what we gonna do is we are going to share this event out. This event is going to be legendary. The people that are speaking have never shared a stage before. Everyone from Black women billionaires to the family members of some of the women who we're talking about now, who is going to not only inspire you, but break down business strategies that have never before been written in books. I had a dream about this event, and now it's a reality. And my real vision is to have 1,000 Black women in the room. If you're going to be in that 1,000, comment 1,000. Comment 1,000 if you're going to be in that 1,000. All I need you to do is two things. One, get on the wait list. It costs you nothing to get on the wait list. Go to blackwomenselevent.com and get on the wait list. That helps us to plan, make sure we have the right room size, all the things. Our room can fit 1,000. So get on the wait list. Two, I want you to share this event. Everything I've studied about how we've been able to grow, even if we did not have the backing of these big banks and the backings of these big systems. And y'all, I have made millions of dollars in business. And do you know it is so hard to get a traditionally funded loan even with that? I've been on the Inc. 5000 list twice at this point. We've grown our business by 80% year over year since we've started. In some years, we've grown 500, 600, 700%. I'm a really good business owner, and I've always shown a profit on my books, always. Even when we started hiring full-time W-2 employees, there is systemic stuff going on. Like, be not confused. All right? And we know that. And so even if we have to self-fund the event, I know that we will self-fund the event because the event is important, especially right now. We need this event in our community. I feel very passionate about that. But more importantly, if you're a business owner, you need to be in a room with high-level women. In our program right now, we have an Olympic gold medalist. We have 2 mayors. We have several people who are high up in political office. We have, like, our community is like, it's not a game, okay? It's not a game. Like, don't play. We have the best community of Black women experts anywhere. It is what it is. Like, it's just the stats. So come and be in that environment, and they cool. Nobody's pretentious. Nobody's gonna look at you crazy. Nobody's gonna be like we don't have that vibe. Because I'm not a cliquey person. I ain't in no sorority. I didn't, like, nothing against it. But I'm not that girl, right? I care about, can you add value? If we have a conversation, is it gonna be intellectually sound? And are you on mission? If you're on mission, we can rock. If you're off mission, if you're a chronic complainer, I don't really got much for you because I don't live my life like that. So if you're done complaining, if you're done making excuses and you wanna learn nuanced, specific skill sets to grow your business, then come. It's gonna be epic. And if you wanna know the theme and how we're coming, check this out. Mary Ellen Pleasant. How did she do it? Oh, I wish I could just screw myself. Mary Ellen Pleasant? This can't be real.
Real or not, you've been carrying quite the load. You see, wealth isn't always about what you keep. It's what you connect.
Ida B. Well?
When I wrote, I didn't just report, I revealed.
Right on time.
So it wasn't luck. It was strategy. We have always been so innovative.
You're not starting something new, you're continuing something sacred.
I want to teach every Black woman business owner in the world about it.
When I started this company, it wasn't just about selling hair care. It was about dignity, independence, community. That's what real marketing does. It doesn't just sell, it lives.
See, a true sale is not made in the pocket, it's made in the heart. Now, you go on and sell live, not for the applause, but for the impact.
Y'all, I'm so excited about this event. OMG, I cannot wait. It's literally going to be epic. It is going to be absolutely everything. I just wish it was sooner. I wish it was like sooner. Now, some people have asked me like, Ashley, why do I need to get on the wait list now? What is gonna happen? This event isn't until September. And I've been telling them, no. The event starts way before September. We actually have a 3-month lead up to the event where you're having live trainings, it's like a Black Women's Accelerator. Like you have live trainings on sales, marketing, all the things that can help you grow your business. Our goal for you is to actually make your money on the ticket back before you ever step in the door from just one of the strategies that we teach you live. In addition, when you get access to your tickets, one, the tickets are going to sell out for this event, but that's neither here nor there. But when you join the wait list for whatever ticket type you think you want. If you're unsure, just join the wait list for a general ticket type. It does not exclude you from buying the others later. But if you know you want platinum or VIP, I would definitely join those wait lists. If you're general, you get a digital workbook. If you can come to all 3 days of the event and you're able to get some implementation exercises live at the event. If you're VIP, you get the printed and digital workbooks. You get a pre-event Q&A session with me. You get access to the Black Women Sell Live Accelerator, which is like advanced trainings on sales that you can actually use for your business beforehand, and you get access to the room earlier before everyone in general. If you're platinum, then you get a private lunch with me on day 1 of the event. It's limited to the first 25 attendees, actually. It shouldn't say 50. You get a welcome gift at the actual event. You get the accelerator and extended version, so you'll have even more trainings than those who purchase VIP. And then you have private platinum-only networking sessions. So that's going to be epic, and we're really excited about that as well. So we want you to join the platinum ticket list for that. But here's the thing. We are very passionate about selling this event out. We already have hundreds of people on the wait list. I know it'll be thousands. I just started ads yesterday. So people have been DMing me all day about, like, how do I get in? What's the ticket price? What is that? What is that? We're going to give you payment options, so don't even worry about that. But $497, y'all can do that. We'll open up tickets at the end of the month, and those on the wait list get a head start before we send it to our general email list of 70,000 people. Before we open it to everyone else, you will get access. Those who apply to get off the wait list early will actually get premium access. So you may be wondering, like, what does that mean? Apply to get off the wait list early. After you get on the wait list, you're going to see a page that looks like this, okay? And on this page, it's going to actually allow you to apply and get off the wait list early. And when you put in your application, it'll take less than 60 seconds, then you will be able to win. You'll be able to win. You'll get off the wait list early. You'll get your ticket. You'll be in there like swimwear. It'll be a good time. But here's what I want you all to know. There's a lot going on in the world. You deserve 3 days where you can be in an environment that centers us, where you can be in an environment where you feel the love and the joy and the freedom that you should be feeling. And let me be clear. I want y'all to take care of yourself. I want this to be the happiest year of your life. I want it to be the most joyful year of your life. You're going to work hard, but hard work is a privilege when you can do it without pressure. And the only pressure that you should succumb to is the pressure that you put on yourself, the pressure that builds muscle, not the pressure that breaks souls. I put a healthy amount of pressure on myself, but not the kind that'll break me. The kind that'll build me, the kind that'll make me stronger and wiser, the kind that'll make me live in more grace, ease, and flow. Like, there is a way to build a big business, and some of us really believe that if we build a big business, we're not gonna build a big business, because if we build a big business, then we'll just be way more stressed, and then it'll be so bad. I just took a 40-day sabbatical around the world with my family where I did not work. While I was out, my team worked and brought in revenue, and our revenue was up 40% from January last year. While I was out not working, while I was out deliberately and aggressively resting. I'm an extreme person. So if I'm gonna be extreme on the business side, I'm gonna be extreme on the rest side. The problem is, if you're only extreme in one direction, like I'm a work extreme, but I'm also love my husband extreme. I'm also love my daughter extreme. I'm also love God extreme. I'm not just going to be off kilter. I'm gonna have some harmony in my life. Do not confuse what I'm saying. I want you to understand that there is a way for you to build your business in a way that you have wealth, happiness, spiritual morality, growth, joy, fun, great friendships, where day in and day out, you're more happy than you are sad. You're more joyous than you are depressed. You don't have to, we're not in a time where you have to choose, but you have to control your thoughts. The opening session at Black Women Sell Live last year was about winning the war in your mind. That opening session is on my YouTube channel for free for you to watch all 3 hours. Go and watch that session and then come to this event so you can get what you need, because you're a leader. And you've been in rooms that have maybe spoken to the business side, but not spoken to the soul side. Or they've maybe spoken to the soul side, or you've been to like a Christian conference, but they didn't tell you nothing tactical and practical that you could actually do to grow your business. They didn't say nothing about sales plans and CRMs and the 4 phases of buyer psychology and sales psychology and what to do and what to say and copywriting exercises and how to develop your $1 million sales plan and how to hire internationally, even if your budget is less than $500 a month, and what it looks like to do that and where do you actually go to hire. It didn't answer all the questions. This event does all of that. And we culminated with the gospel explosion on the last night. But the 3 days of the event, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're working. We culminated with the gospel concert at the end. And it's just a life-changing experience. You can ask anybody who's been. Maybe someone that's been can drop them in the comments and let them know. But it's a pretty big deal, I'm just saying. And I haven't announced speakers yet, but when I do, this is the best speaker lineup we've ever had. I'm going to just say it. So I want you all to go and get your ticket. Did you love the trailer? We're going to watch the trailer one more time, and then we're out. Mary Ellen Pleasant. How did she do it? Oh, I wish I could just screw myself.
Mary Ellen Pleasant? This can't be real.
Real or not, you've been carrying quite the load. You see, wealth isn't always about what you keep. It's what you connect.
Ida B. Well?
When I wrote, I didn't just report, I revealed.
Right on time. So it wasn't luck. It was strategy.
We have always been so innovative.
You're not starting something new, you're continuing something sacred.
I want to teach every Black woman business owner in the world about it. When I started this company, it wasn't just about selling hair care. It was about dignity, independence, community. That's what real marketing does. It doesn't just sell, it lives.
See, a true sale is not made in the pocket, it's made in the heart. Now, you go on and sell live, not for the applause, but for the impact.
All right. Well, I hope this lifts your spirits. If nothing else, I will speak this blessing over you guys. Go be great. This is going to be the best year of your life. Everything could be going wrong and you could still be going right. And you are equipped for this. And I'm going to tell you this message that I told my clients the other day. All of us are born for the time period we are supposed to be born in. Sometimes I wonder what it would be like if I was born in a different era. What would I have done? How would I have been? And I don't even have to think about that, because the truth is, out of all of God's children, he decided, look at the world. Look how populated it is. And on January 17, 1990, he said, I should probably put Ashley Kirkwood down there. And whatever your birth date is, he decided, I should put you down there. He decided that you should be here at the exact time that you came on this earth. He knew that you would be this age at this time when this happened. He knew that you would start a business at this time under all these circumstances. He knew that 300,000 Black women would get laid off on this year and that they would rally together and help each other out. He knew that everything you'd experienced up until this point prepared you to be great right now. He knows everything about everything and still said, you should be on the planet on your birthday. He knew that you should be here during this time right now. So my question to you is not, do you have purpose? Are you here? What are you doing? Are you worthy? You are worthy. You do have purpose. You have way more power than you're giving yourself credit for. I met a sister the other day. She said she just struggles with believing in herself. And I was like, nah, you struggle with facing the power of yourself. You wonder if you really looked in the mirror and saw all the power that was within you, would you be able to live up to the responsibility of the power that is on the inside of you? I believe that you know you got power. Comment power if it's you. You think you struggle with insecurity, but there's somebody watching this right now who feels more comfortable living in insecurity than they do stepping into power. I want you to know that you decided to watch this video live to hear this exact sentence right here. Stop playing scared. Why do I say playing? Because when you were born on this earth as a child, you weren't scared. When you tried walking for the first time, even around steps and almost fell down, you weren't scared. When you started to try to eat off the floor, you weren't scared. We learned fear. But we were born into power. You learned fear. And maybe you learned from fear longer than you've learned from power. And maybe that's why you keep hiring people to coach you who can't coach you up, who want you to look at them as powerful, but are afraid to activate you as powerful. You keep learning from people who are jealous of you because they don't know who they are. The only reason you are perpetually in a jealous state is if you can't see your own future. I don't even got time to be jealous. It's so much goodness happening in front of me that it's hard for me to look on the side of me and get jealous by what's happening over there. And if by chance a thought comes, it can't stay because it's too much abundance inside of me. I promise you come to my event, I'm going to teach you everything about selling. You're going to be a sales beast. You're not going to have to wonder about that. But the reason why you need to come is because you need someone to speak into your soul and show you how great you are. You think you're coming to meet the speakers that are billionaires. You think you're coming to meet the speakers that are descendants of some of the first Black women millionaires in this country. You think you're coming to meet me because you're like, Ashley, she kind of dope. You think you're coming to meet my clients that are speaking or all the people that'll be there or all the amazing, no. You're coming to meet you, a version of you that is only unlocked in a room full of sisters that really believe in you, that ain't sneak dissing you, that ain't sneak hating you, that are strong enough to know that I can love a sister and not agree with a sister and still serve a sister. It takes a level of maturity to even put on an event like this. I promise you, I feel like I've been prepared for this my whole life because I don't think people understand how much it takes of you to serve at a high level for people who might not accept you. You can't be weak doing the work I do. But that's cool because I understand that I am called to powerful Black women leaders who need someone who can call them on their crap without keeping them down there, who can call them up, not out. You're too powerful to be playing small. You're too powerful to be playing insecure. You're too powerful to be playing like you have imposter syndrome. That's the act. Because in your truest, purest, God-defined form, you're not fearful. You're powerful. And I want every powerful woman to meet me in Atlanta, Georgia in September. And it starts with you getting on the wait list because I am clear that I'm not stopping until we sell out this event. If my sisters can build businesses in the Jim Crow South, I can get 1,000 women in a room in Atlanta. I'm very clear on that. That will not be the obstacle that takes me out in 2026. No. It's just a matter of who's there. And I always pray that the right women come. Because what we're going to discuss and what we're going to talk about and how we're going to lead, we're going to need to hold each other up in a different way. I don't need the petty, nasty, like people. Y'all worried about Glow and her sister and all that. No, we don't need that. We don't need none of that. We need focused, powerful, missional women who are ready to scale despite circumstances, who are done making excuses that feel like comfortable pallets on a bed that they don't even want to be in. We're done with that. We're done with that. We're not making excuses. How can we make excuses? If you know your history, you can't make excuses. My dad didn't let me make excuses growing up. He told me my history. He was like, oh, it's hard for you? Oh, okay, come over here. Let me show you this vision of a lynching. Let me tell you what used to happen. Let me tell you about how times used to be. Let me tell you what they had to build under. Let me tell you about the pressures that they had to go under. He was like, what you mad about again? Tell me. Oh, okay. That's how I grew up. Now, y'all may say that's tough, but studies actually show kids that are taught their history, specifically their economic history, have confidence more than kids who are not. I teach my daughter history. She came with us to Nigeria. We went into a museum. She saw slavery. She saw a woman walking behind a slave owner, and she saw that the woman was pregnant, and she looked at me, my daughter's 5, and she said, Mom, they made pregnant mommies do this? I said, yeah. She said, that's so mean. I said, yeah. She said, Mom, do white folks like us now? I said, yeah, some do. I said, but there are some that are still ignorant. It's really sad for them. It's like a sickness for them. But guess what, baby? You won't catch it. I'm telling you, there's a level of you that is 100 times more powerful than the you are accepting for yourself right now. And while everyone else is posting only negativity to get you to wallow with them, I want you to run with me. I want you to run with me through every challenge you're going to face because you can overcome it. I want you to understand that not only are you beautiful on the outside, I want you to ignore the lie that you are not. I feel like someone needs that. But I also want you to understand that you are beautiful on the inside and that you are strong enough on the inside to both house joy and sometimes anger, to both rest and sometimes go hard, and to grow without looking back. If that's you, I invite you to go to blackwomansellevent.com or comment waitlist if you're on Instagram and grow your business. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Send this to a sister who needs it. Bring some friends with you. Share it with them. Pretty soon we're going to have a affiliate army. We're calling it the Black Women Sales Army. So we'll launch that soon. We'll send out an email. If you're not on my list, get on my list, y'all. Get on my list. But I just wanted to talk to y'all this morning. I wish I could give y'all a virtual hug. Like, please consider this my virtual hug. I am rooting for you. I'm praying for you. And I'll just end this with a prayer, okay? Lord, Father God, I come to you right now for my sisters and my brothers who are here. God, I pray that you heal our nation's grief. God, I know that this is really like the chickens coming to roost. This history that we have in this country has never been resolved, and so there will always be remnants of evil that need to be dealt with. But God, I pray that you soothe the souls of those who have had to endure so much for so long. I pray that you embolden them, give them new ideas, vision. I pray that you give them visions of themselves being happy. God, I pray that you even restore marriages in the name of Jesus, that people who desire to be married find wonderful, loving spouse who have done the healing work, who know how to love them so that they can love others. I pray that you let whoever is brokenhearted, who's been through a lot of grief, know that you are their consoler and that you will heal them and be near to them, God. God, we need not just business strategies. Right now, Lord, we need life strategies. I pray that you deepen their desire to do life well, not just business well, and that you show us that we can be successful and have joy and peace even when there are times of sorrow. Lord, you can do it even when we can't. Keep us focused and make our vision and purpose so clear, Lord. There is an attack on purpose. People are confused and overwhelmed about what they should be doing. Give them sniper level clarity about what they should do both in their business and in their lives. Send them helpers who can help them know what to do. Give them discernment so that they know who and when to listen and when to act. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. All right, y'all have a good day. Woo! Rooting for you guys. I will see y'all soon.